Good Lord, it's hot, and we are talking about warfare. Let's get on with it. G'day, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So today we're talking about Warfare. This is a war film directed by and written by Mendoza and Alex Garland. It's based on the true events of Mendoza and the recollections of his platoon of a particular incident that occurred during the Iraq War, as Mendoza was a US Navy SEAL in 2006. This film is told in real-time events. Well, it is after the opening sequence, and it has a massive cast. DeFero Wan-A, who portrays Mendoza in this film, and also has, along with him, Will Poulter, Kit Connor, Phil Bennett, you've got Joseph Quinn, you've got Charles Menton, and you've got Michael Gandolfini. So these guys all fit in as part of the platoon, and the film is actually dedicated to Elliot Miller, who's played by Cosmo Jarvis in this film, who lost a leg and a voice in this incident. So as I mentioned, Alex Garland is one of the directors on this. He has come off Civil War from last year, which was a huge visual experience and really impactful. And he's done it once again. From the opening sequences of this film, where we open to something very unusual. We open to a music video. The music video being Call on Me by Eric Prius from back in 2006. Which is an aerobics video. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's basically, the dorky bloke in the aerobics room with a whole heap of pretty good-looking ladies doing some pretty raunchy aerobic moves. And the film opens with this, and opens with our platoon watching this music video and being young men really getting into it and getting into the beat. But the thing that that sets up for us is not only the fact that these guys like watching scantily clad ladies do aerobics, but we also see that they are young men, that they all have differing personalities. We get to see who they are and how they work with each other in that room, in that space, over a period of 2.5 minutes. We get to see those that are a little bit more reserved, those that are really gung-ho, those that are, real party on kind of guys, trigger happies, those that are very reserved, that don't say anything, those that are always on, like always keeping an eye out. And what the directors choose to do during those opening sequences is set the bar. This is a visual experience of people in one location all together going through something. That setup. You have this extreme build of sound and tension, which is put together by Glenn Fremantle, who did the sound design on this, also did the sound design on Gravity and lots of other films and won Academy Awards. Then we have the cinematography by David J. Thompson that really is unshowy, is very much set in a moment, and the editing by Finn Oakes, who puts into display a cut between the music video and then these guys and their faces and their experiences, and also lets the frame breathe, doesn't cut away. And as an audience member, they're not cutting away, and us hearing this entire song is an example of where we're going. We can't pull ourselves away from this. As much as we want to maybe not experience it and cut away, the filmmakers have said, no, we're going to put you in this space, going to put you in this situation, and you are not leaving. So that's from the opening scene of this film, and it follows itself through to the very, very end. So this film is all in one location. It opens with a home invasion scene where these US soldiers, invade a Iraqi family's home on 2 levels. So actually disperses 2 families that are just living their life in the middle of the night. And so they've got a place to set up for some reconnaissance work. And then we enter into this lull where we get to know the guys a little bit more, where we get to see those that are a bit more trigger happy, those that are a little bit more nervous, those that are getting bored, those that just want to get into the action, those that are new to the unit. We get to experience all this just through reactions. There's a type of dialogue that's used by these soldiers during this time. So we get all that. Very authentic, feels extremely real, feels like nothing is fabricated. It feels like that's exactly what you'd say in those situations, which obviously is where the origins of this story comes down. And that in itself is extremely interesting and extremely visceral, because you are on the edge of your seat waiting for something to happen, looking through Elliot's scope to see these people do these different, people go through life. Who is the person who's going to form an attack? Which of these civilians aren't really civilians at all that are actually soldiers? Who are the people that are going to form an attack on these guys? What's going to happen? It's so tense. And then when things do start to go down, it goes down. And as I mentioned before, the filmmakers do not cut away. They want you to experience this incident as the soldiers experienced it, whether it's the screams of those people that are injured, whether it's the sound editing after an explosion goes on, what these guys heard, how their senses were completely disorientated. It's just a hugely visceral experience, and it does not let you go. For 90 minutes, you are in this pocket, and it is terrifying. From the get-go, you can't pull yourself away from it. It's full on. The performances are phenomenal. Really phenomenal. Like, you feel like you're not watching actors, that you are watching these soldiers, these people in the heart of the battle, these Navy SEALs doing their job, and the camaraderie that's put forward, and the personalities that are put forward with hardly any dialogue, but just through their actions and reactions to things. This experience was a phenomenal one, and one I will never forget in a cinema, because it is that full on. So the acting is great. The direction is unshowy. It feels realistic. It pierces your eyes and your mind and your soul, and particularly with the sound, just phenomenal. Warfare really presents as one of the most hostile home invasion movies that I think I've ever seen. This is another example of an amazing motion picture that Alex Garland, has worked with Ray Mendoza on, to create something that is unflinching, that is disturbing, that is powerful, and that will go down in cinematic history as probably one of the best war films, I think, ever. It's an amazing feat, but it is not for the lighthearted. So if you're ready for it, and you're ready for your nerves to be absolutely shredded, go and catch Warfare. I would give this one 9 out of 10. It is a full-on movie, and I really enjoyed the work done on it. So well done to everyone involved. It's quite something. That is my review of Warfare. What is your favorite war film? Maybe you've got one. For me, I love Enemies at the Gate, Hacksaw Ridge. I grew up watching Platoon, Where Eagles Dare. There's some great ones, The Great Escape. So what's yours? Do you have a favorite war film? Comment below, let me know. I'd love to find out. And I look forward to seeing you all next time here in my car when it's not so bloomin' hot.